Hello, my loves. Today's video is going to be a little bit more of a skincare video than a makeup video. So we're going to chat about eye creams and what we can do for the fine lines around our eyes. So this is a topic that I think many of us are interested in, and many of us are confused by all the information that we have out there, what is necessary and what's not. So we are going to dive in today. I'm going to start this by saying I am not a dermatologist, I am not an esthetician, but I am just somebody who prides myself on educating myself on products and skincare and kind of the anatomy of the face. So do your own research is what I always say. First of all, it is important to know that this muscle around your eye is actually a sphincter muscle. No joke. That is why it contracts and we get all of these like little lines and creases around our eyes. And at some points they come all the way down into our cheek. Sometimes they branch out into here. Sometimes they're minimal and sometimes they are actually much deeper and almost folds. So it's not an area that I feel like, if we're being completely honest, that without a Botox, you are ever going to be lineless. That is just like impossible. And we need to just accept part of our lines at some point and just be okay with them and realize we all have them. And yes, of course they get worse and we can do everything we can to help them out, but we also just need to be realistic about our goals for the wrinkles around our eyes. And that is something that I think we really need to consider and take into account when we're talking about the entire face, are really keeping our goals and our expectations realistic, because there is only so much we can do. And we just, for me personally, I'm not speaking for you, but for me personally, I'm going to age. I'm going to get wrinkles and fine lines and all of the things. I just want to slow the process and do it as gracefully as I can. So what does the eye area need? In my opinion, it needs two things. It needs moisture and it needs some form of retinol. So I have said in the past that I don't really believe eye creams are worth the money. Let me tell you what I mean by that. If you are the kind of person who just wants an eye cream, a cream that's dedicated to your eyes, you love products and you love things, please go get you some eye cream. Seriously. Wonderful. But I am speaking to the people who really want to minimize their products or financially are trying to, only spend their money where necessary. So as far as moisturizers for the eye, I don't think you need a cream that is designated for the eyes. If you have moisturizer for your face, put it around your eye. If you are using a vitamin C serum, put it around your eyes. Not too close to your eyes, but tap that right up in here. Vitamin C has a brightening effect, so use it up in here, okay? Don't forget to hit up here. You're also gonna help, the elasticity of our crease. So make sure when you're using any products, you're using it completely around the eye. But you can use your serums, your creams, your sunscreen that you use on your entire face around the eye area. The only thing that you really have to keep off the eye area is Retin-A. And by Retin-A, I mean full Retin-A. I mean the Retin-A that you get a prescription for, okay? There are other forms of Retin-A that are safe to use around the eye. And those, I feel like, are what really is going to give you results. There is one eye cream that I do think will give you some results, but your expectations have to be in check with it. And that is eye products that contain copper extract or caffeine. These are known to help depuff the eye area. But let me explain to you what I mean about keeping your expectations in check. Some people have bags under their eyes because it is hereditary. No product in the world is going to make that go away. Botox alone is not going to make that go away. There are procedures that you can have done. Some people believe that putting filler underneath the eye bag is helpful in that area. But if you have hereditary eye bags, you're not going to find results from a caffeine eye serum. okay? So just, but if you're the kind of person, you wake up, you're a little bit puffy, you were crying the night before, you didn't get a lot of sleep the night before, your allergies are bugging you, then I do feel like these products can be helpful. The one that I use sometimes is the Ordinary Caffeine Solution, and it's a serum, literally 1 drop, and I do this, and then I tap into the whole eye area. Now, I'm telling you, it helps give you results the day of. This is not changing the anatomy of the eye area or the skin, if that makes sense. It is helping depuff for the day as temporary. This is not going to give you long-term benefits. So again, keep your expectations in check, but I do like this one. Okay, so let's talk about something that I do feel like is worth your money, and that are eye serums that have some form of retinoic acid. It's important that you understand there are different forms or levels of retin A. So there are much milder forms than all the way to the most potent form. Okay, so I hate saying these because they all sound the same. Retinol, and it's YL at the end, is the most mild form of retinoic acid you're going to find, okay? Retinol, it ends in an OL, would be a step up from that. A step up from that is retinol, retinol, and it ends in an AL. I mean, why do they do this to us? And then the top form is actually retinoic acid, and that is what people consider retin A or tretinoin. Those things are retinoic acid, and those are prescription only. The retinoic acid is not safe to use around your eye. If you have this prescription, do not use it around your eye. When I use it, I come up and I'm right here on this cheekbone, as high as I can on this cheekbone. And so I'm getting all these things that are falling down over my cheek, but I would never ever press it into this area around the eye. Do not do that. Okay, so you can look for, there are over-the-counter eye serums that have these other levels of retinoic acid in them. And these are the things that I think are probably going to be most beneficial to you. So I personally have been using the Murad. This is their newest eye treatment, and it is a retinal resculpt eye treatment. So it is the highest level of retinoic acid that I can get that is safe to use around the eyes. So the packaging is lovely. It's just a cream, okay? Obviously, there's not much in there, but I'm telling you, you do not need much. You don't need much of this or any of them, honestly. So I just scoop out with my nail here the tiniest bit, and I put it under both eyes, and then I use my ring finger and I tap it in all the way around the eye, including up here, because I really want to address this for keeping the elasticity and collagen really good here so that it's not getting droopy, okay? And then I also always take it out in here because we're gonna see lines out there if we're not already, which I am. And that is the treatment that I'm choosing to do. This is for nighttime only. Your skin cells turn over and do all of their work when you are at rest. So that is why we want to use this at night. Also, anything with a retinoic acid, any form of it, is going to make you more susceptible to the sun. So we don't want to use this in the morning, okay? We want to be using this at night. I really like this, and I can, I put it on, and I don't know if it's just, I want it to be doing this, or if it's like if I'm just playing mind games with myself, or if this is really happening. But I do feel this like tightening effect, like maybe about a half an hour after I put it on. And it's glorious. And maybe my brain is just making me think that's what it's doing, but I don't care. Either way, I'll take it. So while these products that have some form of retinoic acid in them are going to be more expensive, you know that you're getting ingredients that are actually going to be doing something. Slough. Now, I have not noticed, with some retinol products, you will notice peeling and dryness and things like that. I have not noticed that in using this cream, but I will say in the morning, because I'm using this and I know that these kind of products can be a little bit drying, I am really making sure that I get that moisturizer in the morning up and around my eyes. Okay, so make sure that if you're going to use some form of a retinol eye cream, that you are also taking the time in the morning to replenish the eye area with whatever moisturizer of your choice, okay? And if I'm using this in the morning, the caffeine, I will put that on. I'll give it a second to dry down, and then I'll put my moisturizer on over it. That's totally fine. My last plea with you is when you are putting on your sunscreen, put it around your eyes, not too close to your eyes. It's another thing you don't want to get in your eyes. I mean, be smart, but we really want to put it around the eye and make sure you get up here. You guys, if that sun damage is coming in, it is damaging those cells. And I think this is an area that we kind of tend to forget with our sunscreen. So make sure you're putting it on your face. I go over my ears, and then I come in and go around my eyes. I know that it is so frustrating when people say that SPF is your best anti-ager, but it is so true. When I was getting married, I went to a dermatologist and I said, literally I went in and said, I just want to keep my face looking like this. So what do I need to start now to stay looking like this? And he said sunscreen. And I was like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I wanted like a real answer. I wanted him to say, here's this prescription and you're going to look 25 for the rest of your life. And he just literally said sunscreen and walked out the door. But he was not wrong. He was not wrong. And I didn't listen to him then. I didn't really start wearing sunscreen every day until I was about 35. Yeah, probably 35. And gosh darn it, if I'd only started when I was 25, ugh, that makes me so angry at myself. But I'm not kidding. It is the cheapest anti-ager you're going to find on the market. It is. I would rather you spend your money on SPF than in 5 years come to me and say, now I have to buy an expensive Retin-A and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so really think of it like that. You're going to be saving yourself. It's easier to prevent something from happening than to go back and try to correct it, okay? So my doctor always tells me that allergy season. So FYI, start taking your allergy pills because once it hits you, it's really hard to go back. That's some advice you didn't come here for, but I thought I'd give it to you anyway. So that is eye treatment in a nutshell. That is my recommendation. Focus on moisturizers. Focus on a product that has some form of Retin-A in it, but not straight Retin-A. And that will be the most beneficial and effective to you as you go on. So if anybody ever has any suggestions on a topic that they would like me to address in these YouTube videos, I'd love to hear it. You can comment below. Every week I'm thinking, the heck am I going to talk about this week? Somehow I always find something to talk about. So have a great week, you guys, and I will see you next week.